My name's Caitlin, if they're new to the podcast, and man, I just had a really awkward conversation with sorry, with a member at work because like I'm not even working yet. Like I'm not on the clock. I'm here to record my podcast. But she had a question asking me with some god-awful perfume on. I swear they all wear the most cologne I've ever smelled on a person. Like, can you just not? Like, oh my God. Like, if you're clean, you don't need that much scent. So, like, please stop. Um, so I'm like trying to mouth breathe because I can't even breathe. And she's trying to ask me a question, and she's the person that I've been having to like that I needed to clarify that like she can't be doing certain things, and I was just like, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm not even working yet. Why am I doing this? But like I had to. And I was like, fine, I'm just gonna do it now. And oh my God, she was just not happy. She was like, well, I'm gonna have to find another building. I'm like, okay. Policy's policy. If you're not gonna follow the rules, that's, on you. Sure, you can try to find another place, but they're not going to allow you to do that either because it's a business. Like, it's just the stuff that was happening. I'm not going to go into specifics because I don't want to like out anybody. But it's just like nobody's going to let you do that. So good luck with that. I mm, I'm not really good at not being blunt, which is why I was going to have someone else have that conversation. Um, but that's not what happened. So, oh well. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for being blunt. Um, but it is our policy, and I was informed that they've already been talked to, so I'm not the first person bringing this up, so okay, I don't know. I react however you want, play dumb if you want to, but I know that you know what's happening here. So that was very uncomfortable, made my heart like pound, and I'm calming back down now, but I really don't handle confrontation well. Like I avoid it as much as possible. Um, Not for me. Um, it's like hard to get back into my body after something like that happens. It's just like, ugh. But yeah. Um, the weekend went well, I guess. My partner was gone for the weekend, hanging out with some friends, and so I just kind of didn't do a whole lot. I've been having a lot of pain, in my back, and my neck, and just to the point where like I couldn't really do much, even if I wanted to. I told them like, look, I'm glad that you're having fun. I like I couldn't even have fun if I wanted to right now. So like, or like do like go out and do stuff. So like I was like, I'm not upset at all that you like did something without me because I wouldn't have been able to do that. Also, what they did was like go like bar hopping, and ugh, none of that sounded fun to me. It was just like they were like, there's so many people there, and I think some of the people were underage, and they were out till 3 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like a nightmare. I'm so glad I wasn't there. I would have been miserable and brought everyone down. Like, no, I cannot. I will never be that person. Um, Thankfully, my partner's not really that type of person either, but their friends are, and so that's, you know, that's what they did. Um, but it was fine. Like I trust my partner not to do anything that stupid, and they didn't. They were pretty pretty tame for what that evening. So I didn't know about that till after the fact, which I'm kind of glad because I probably would have been overthinking things. But I uh I took a nice shower bath. I had to clean out the stupid jets. Oh my God, I hate them so much. Most just because they take forever to clean. They always get so gross. Like if I just didn't have jets, it'd be fine. Like I love bubble baths, don't get me wrong, but like you can have a bubble bath without jets. It's fine. Ugh, they piss me off. And so I spent the first part of my shower just cleaning the bathtub so I could then take a magnesium salt bath because of my muscles and my back, and I've got so many knots, and it's just, ugh, yeah. So that seemed to help a little bit, more than most things have helped, actually. It seems like nothing can fix it. Um, but that felt nice, and I would like to do that more often. Maybe if I do it more often, I can maintain the bathtub a little bit better and it won't get as gross, but it's gonna get gross. It's just how there's too many crevices for moisture and bacteria to start growing. It's so gross. I don't like it. Anyways, yeah. That's a little rant about my jetted tub. I know I should be grateful, be like, oh, I've got such a nice extra deep jetted tub, but it's a pain in my butt. So, yeah. Um, I went to bed at like 10:30. That was late for me. No, my partner said that they were about ready to go to bed at 9:30. They were like, if we don't go out, I'm going to bed. So, um, obviously, they ended up going out, but no, not for me. I played with some. I apparently had so like they're like this little magnetic things that are about that long with like little magnetic balls and you can kind of like attach them all together or do make different shapes, and I totally forgot that I had those, and they keep being advertised to me as like stim toys, and I'm like, oh my God, I have those, and I've had them forever and I loved them when I was a kid, so I'm like, yeah, I've got to find those. So I still have them, and I played with those for a little while, and I played with the magnetic balls that my friend got me. They're like my coworker, they're like maybe like this big around. And there's like, I don't know, maybe 20 of them, but that was fun, and relaxing. Earlier in the day, I took enough Tylenol and Kratom in order to feel well enough to go outside and put some Christmas lights up with my dad. That was one thing I really wanted to do over the weekend, and yeah, it was nice. We got all the lights we have put up, which is not a ton, but we put them all up. Um, and yeah, I mean, today's a little bit better. I feel like because I slept enough, some of the fatigue is maybe subsided. That's typically how Mondays feel for me. It's like, oh, I've had the whole weekend to recover, and now I feel mediocre instead of terrible. Um, I don't know. I'm still probably gonna have to take stuff for my back because it hurts, and it's always like within an hour or two of waking up, things start hurting and like settling in more, and I'm just like, oh no. Um, it's like clockwork though. At least it's predictable. Um, us autistics and predictability. I definitely prefer that than it to be unpredictable. The thing I don't like about it is that sometimes it's unpredictable on what's gonna hurt. Um, Sometimes more things than others. Sometimes it's like right now, it's mostly just my neck and back, but I'm starting to have some pain in my left hip. Why? I don't know. And who knows? Maybe the knees will join in. And and my ankles. I have no idea. It's pain in the butt. And I'm still tired. I don't think I'll ever not be tired. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about that. Um, Nothing I try seems to work adequately. Hmm. It's like if I use caffeine, for the most part, it either just makes me anxious or sometimes it works too well. And I'm just like, well, yeah, I guess that's kind of the same thing. It just like gives me nervous energy instead of like focused energy. Um, and then uh Kratom is supposed to be somewhat of a stimulant, but like it I don't really tend to notice it too much. Um, it helps just kind of tame things down, I would say, when it comes to pain. And it can like maybe lessen the fatigue a little bit, but that's kind of it. It doesn't give me like energy. Although I was able to get, I think it does, but for me it just looks different than how I want it to look because instead of laying in bed all day, I was able to get up and like do some laundry and do a little bit of cleaning and um that kind of stuff. I slept in until 11:30, which is insane to me because I was asleep for 13 hours. Like, what? Like my dad apparently was taking a shower at uh like 9 o'clock, and so I put my earplugs in. I didn't know it was 9 o'clock. I just knew somebody's in the shower and I'm still sleepy, so I'm gonna put earplugs in because my room's like right next to the shower, so you can hear everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put my earplugs in and then go back to sleep. And then it was 11:30, and I see a text message from my partner being like, "Are you awake?" Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize what time it was, but I was just so tired, and I really want to not be so tired all the time. Um, but I don't have a solution for that. Um, but it was good. I just kind of had a really relaxed weekend. Got some chores done. Um, and yeah, I mean, the pain was really getting to me Saturday, um, until like the afternoon. I was just really discouraged. It is hard not to be mentally discouraged when you're not physically doing well, because to me they go together. If I am physically not doing well, then I feel like I'm not really making the most of my day, or I can't even do anything. And even if I wanted to do something, I couldn't do it. And usually there are things I want to do. Thankfully, because I am a trendsetter and got my family to start their own registries, I was able to get everybody's gifts. I got everybody gifts except for my partner's Nana. That's the only person that we haven't gotten a gift for, I think. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get grandparents gifts because it's like, what do they want or need? So there may be a couple of little things here and there that I need to get, but for the most part, all of the big gifts, all of the people that like I knew what they wanted, they all have their gifts coming. Um, I just need to get down the wrapping paper and things from the attic. I'd really prefer to start using more sustainable stuff, but we have it still, so I figure we'll just use up what we have and then maybe um try to be more sustainable with our gift wrapping. Um, I do have some newspapers and things downstairs I could use too. We'll see. But yeah, it's getting close, guys. Jeez, it's only 9 days away. And it's also the first day of Hanukkah, so we're gonna light our menorah on Christmas Day too. I mean, I think you light it in the evening, but still, Christmas Day is also the first day of Hanukkah this year, so that's pretty cool. I'm only very barely Jewish, but my grandmother, found it in our heritage and started celebrating it when we were little, and so it's become a family tradition, and I like being connected to the different parts of my heritage. It was actually, I'm going to go on a little bit of a fun fact rant here, but if you're autistic, you'll probably enjoy it. Um, she didn't know that we were Jewish because they kept it a secret because our family is very Germanic. And so they kept it a secret, the Jewish people in my family. So it was not until like a funeral that she went to that she saw some Jewish people there and she was like, wait a minute, are we Jewish? And so she did more research. That side of my family is really into ancestry stuff, and so she like did a deep dive into our family's history and found out that we are in fact part Jewish. So that's pretty cool. Secret is out. But um yeah, I think it'll be a really fun holiday season. Um I am really excited that I have off for a few days around the holidays. I really need a break. I hope that helps. I still really want to talk to my work about possibly seeking accommodations about working from home 1 day a week because I don't know if I can keep up with this pace. That was coming. Every single day, I swear, like, without fail, there's always like this nasal drainage. And one of the times when I have the nasal drainage is always gotta have this like crusty piece in it, which I know it's absolutely disgusting. I'm really sorry that I'm telling you this. But I say too much information all the time, and my partner gets really grossed out by it. So now you get to be grossed out by it. But somebody did buy me the nasal irrigator for my whatever Christmas present. And so I'm really excited to get that because I hope that if I do that in the morning or something, then I won't have to deal with this all morning long because it's just disgusting. I really hate it so much, and I really just want to have clear sinuses. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that's something if that's gonna work or not, but one can dream. Um, I was talking with my partner and I was like, I think I figured out what I want to do with my life. And they were like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I think I want to have like a house with like a few little cottages that I rent out and then like I don't know, maybe do like a cooking class. Like it could be like a culinary getaway or even just like having a family meal kind of thing where if you want dinner, um, that's like included, like a family meal. So it's like a home away from home sort of situation. Because that one thing, I'd be able to make money doing it, and I would feel like I'm doing the things that I really enjoy doing, which are like maintaining a house and cleaning and cooking and just the stuff that I would rather be doing anyways. Which I know sounds weird because, like, who really wants to do that stuff? But I like it. Um, maybe have a fire pit and like each little cottage would have like its own like mini fridge and microwave. So kind of like a hotel room, but like cuter. And you could, communal fire pit and I don't know, just like a way to get away but still feel like connected and not completely isolated. I don't know. I feel like that would be really fun. Knowing me, I will probably end up doing like a deep dive into it and figuring out all of the pricing and doing like a spreadsheet. Um, but I don't know. And I would love to be able to teach cooking classes, so if that was something that anyone was interested, like that would be awesome. Um, but I'm not sure. I haven't really thought too much about it because yesterday was the first day I was like, this is what I want to do. Um, I've thought about it before. I've definitely thought about it before, but it never even seemed like a possibility. But now that I'm with a partner that makes enough money that we could actually buy a house one day, I'm like, oh, actually that could work. And then I started to think about it in like different contexts. So like, it wouldn't have to just be little bungalows on a beach, it could be anywhere. It could be in the woods. It could be, it could literally be anywhere. So, um, just kind of opening my mind up from it being such like a narrow perspective, and now I have more of a broad perspective on that and how it could look, and I'm really excited to get more into that because I can't do this normal job stuff. Like it's killing me. I really wish that I could. I want to do it as long as makes sense for me. It is really helpful to have money coming in. But I'm exhausted and I have no time to do anything else. I have no hobbies. I have no interests really right now, like other than that and autism. Like, I feel like I have no time to even think. My brain is just fried, and yeah, I really, really want to feel better and not have all of this crap. Um, some of the stuff's always going to be there, I feel like. Um, I don't know if there's much I can do about the physical side of things. Um, I don't know. I mean, I can't change my autism either, so eh, there's certain things that are always going to be there. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that would be a good option for me. Marketing would be the hardest part. I've already thought about it. The hardest part for me would be marketing, how to market my business. Um, but depending on where it is, I think it wouldn't be too bad. I feel like I also have some connections in the marketing world that I could ask some questions. Um, I don't know. I think it would work. Um, especially if there was less pressure. Like if we could just afford it in general and then, you know, making money would be like my job, not also paying for what we've created because like that's so much more stress. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably going to figure out all the logistics and try to come up with like a hypothetical plan, and who knows if we'll actually do it. But at least that's given me some hope as far as something that I would enjoy doing, and could do every day and not hate myself and hate life and hate my job. Not that I hate my job now. I just hate having to do it because my brain just can't. Like, the executive's function is real, okay? It's just like, I don't want to be here. I would rather be at home doing whatever, anything else. Cleaning, preferably. I would like to be home cleaning right now. That sounds weird to me. Like, it sounds weird in that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. But that's 100% how I feel. Like, I want to be home cleaning right now. Um, I don't want to be here at work making enough money so that I could pay someone to clean my stuff. Like, I don't want that. I want to be home cleaning. Um, I don't think that that's something that makes sense to people. I don't know if anyone else can agree with that. Um, but yeah, it's really tough to convince myself to do normal people stuff. Um, I'm very abnormal and I want to just exist in that realm all the time, and that doesn't really work with having a real job. So, uh, yeah, we'll see how things go. Um, I hope I don't have any more awkward interactions today. I have no idea. It just makes me really uncomfortable. Um, Mostly because I don't want to come across as like rude, but I know that I'm very direct and blunt in how I communicate, and especially because I've been unmasking, but like even before that, I think I was just unaware of how that I am, and that I have a really hard time. I think that's why it makes me so uncomfortable, is that I feel like every time I have to have an uncomfortable conversation, it ends up turning into hostility, and I don't know why. Like, why can't people just take what I say directly and not personally? And, like, this is just how it is. These are facts. I'm giving them to you. But I think it comes across as like, I'm not even sure. I think it just comes across as like I'm accusing and being like, you should have known this, when like you should have, though. Like, just own up to it. Like, why do you need me to sugarcoat everything? I'm just being honest. But I guess that's not socially acceptable most of the time, and that's really frustrating. So I don't know what to do. Just gonna let it be and see what happens, and it's not my fault. Not my fault that other people don't understand how to follow the rules. It's not my fault. Um, and if I get in trouble for how I communicated that, then we'll see. But it makes it sound so childish saying if I get in trouble, but like that's how it feels. It feels like when you got yelled at as a kid, and even if I'm not being actually yelled at, it feels the same. Um, Sometimes I do wish I didn't feel so childish, childlike. Um, but I do quite often feel like a child. Like, like my perspective is more childlike, than others. And that it's really hard for me to be what people expect of like a normal adult, because I am not a normal adult and I will never be. Um, Now, normal, stupid word, but I am not autistic. I am not neurotypical. I am a quirky, weird, autistic girl, and I don't know how to not be that way. And I really don't want to try to not be that way, because I tried that for a long time. And that's why I ended up getting a diagnosis, because I was like, there's gotta be something going on here, because something feels wrong all the time. I don't know how to fix it. And it feels like I can't fix it no matter how hard I try. And now I know why. And I know that I don't need fixing. Um, but it's still hard to feel like it's okay that I'm different because I know that I'm different and I know that people think it's weird sometimes, or I know that it's sometimes maybe not socially acceptable, and it's just like, well, I'm sorry, but that's just who I am, and I can't change that easily. And if I do try to change it, then it's actually really damaging to myself, so I'm not going to. It's just, I don't want to have to defend myself, and I know that when I get defensive, it can also come across as like extreme, or I can maybe jump to being defensive when I don't need to be, or but it's more so because I'm not really good at reading between the lines accurately. Yeah, I can read between the lines. I've done it many a time. Not good at doing it accurately, because normally I either assume they hate me or I assume that nothing is wrong. And it's really hard, or sometimes it's just, well, something's wrong, but I don't know what. No clue. You could tell me anything, and I'd be like, yeah, maybe. Because just, I have a really hard time detecting that kind of stuff. And categorizing it, because everything has to be categorized. So like, I don't really know. Uh, I don't like confrontation. There's too many opportunities for misunderstandings and lines to be crossed, and I just prefer to avoid it because that's easier. Um, it's easier to just, I don't know, deal with things in a non-confrontational way. So when I have to actually confront somebody about something, it's like the worst feeling ever. I don't really know how, I don't think there's a way for me to fix that. I don't really want to be honest. I'd rather just stay the way that I am. But I wish that was acceptable. I wish it was socially acceptable for me to just not want to engage in confrontation and somebody else can do that. Or like, why do you have to make it to where that's even the problem? Like, why do I have to? Why can't you just be an upstanding person? And why do I have to get into this conversation in the first place? Like, this conversation shouldn't be happening. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not much that I can do about that. To be fair, I wouldn't be totally upset if this person wasn't here. Like, I don't need you to be here. Like, you really don't provide a whole lot to the business. You're actually like more problematic than I think beneficial in a lot of ways because of all of the issues that we've been having. So it's just like, I don't know why I'm getting upset over the fact that like she threatened to leave. It's like, okay, well then do it then. But like, I don't want to say that. I didn't say that. But like in my mind, I'm like, okay, like that's not gonna bother me. um, like I said before, you're not gonna find another place that lets you do this stuff. So good luck. Like, I don't have any animosity. I'm not like, the only thing that makes me upset is that I would never do these things. Like, I'm a rule follower for like the most part, other than that one time, that one thing at the grocery store where they don't have any of the freaking lines open, and I'm not gonna stand there for 30 minutes waiting for these people to be checked out. I'm gonna just go to the self-checkout because I'm doing nothing wrong. Um, so there's that. But like any rule that actually makes sense, I'm not gonna break that rule. Like, I just, if I can understand why the rule is there, That's always going to be the case. I'm always going to follow that rule. It's just like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Why does it have to be a fight when you know the rules? Like, and also, why do you have to make me sound like the bad person? And it's like, oh, I didn't know. Like, actually, no, you did know. Like, just admit that. Why can't you admit your shortcomings? Like, I know you probably don't want to pay. That's the reason why you're doing it. But like, sorry, then you can't. That's the rules. You either do that or you don't. I don't like I don't know. I don't know what our termination policy is, but like I don't want to get anybody. I don't want to have to get even close to talking about that. Just follow the rules, and we have no problems. But yeah, it's yeah. I feel like that would be a struggle too with the business idea that I had, like if people aren't respectful of the rules, but I don't know. You treat it like a hotel and don't make a giant mess, you know, preferably leave things, other than like the bed sheets and towels and stuff, like don't break stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty simple, but like I feel like in those situations, you've got policies for that to where like if they break something, then you charge them for it. And it's pretty cut and dry. So that's I don't know. We'll see. Um yeah. Not saying this person's broken anything, but just like in general, like there's not like a ton of rules. I don't know. I guess they tried to fit like 10 people in a bedroom. Like, I'm not sure what you would do in that case. Other than like, I guess there'd have to be a charge for that too. If you have more than whatever amount of people, then you get some astronomical charge because that's against the rules or something. And hopefully that would be deterrent enough. I don't know. I'm gonna look into these things, but yeah, this isn't my business. I just work here. But it is a small business, and I care about the people here, and I don't want them to struggle with their business. So yeah, that was a lot. We talked about a lot of things today. Had a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Any minute now, my coworker is not going to be here, so I'll be changing up my schedule. Um, but I don't know. Um, and I don't want to go back out there because then I might have to see those people again. Why does it make me so uncomfortable? Anyways, I have to go out and be an adult now. Adulting sucks, and I don't want to do it anymore. So if anybody's got any tips on how to not be an adult and still make a living, let me know. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you next time. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to put my email and Instagram in there. Also, rate the show if you like it, and share with your neurodivergent friends, because that would really help me out a lot, and it would help grow the community. And yeah, I would also like to eventually have people on. I don't know if anybody is interested in being a guest on my show and talking about their experiences with disabilities, or if you don't really want to be on the podcast, but you'd like to share your story, you can send it via email. And once I have a good amount of those, I can do a whole episode just reading about other people's experiences and kind of getting some other perspectives on what it's like to live with these types of disabilities. You don't have to have exactly the same disabilities as me. I want to be all inclusive, so if you have something different that you want to share, then that's awesome. And I will talk to you next time.